Am I live? Looks like I'm live. All right. Sorry, guys, for another last minute stream. So I came across a couple of videos that I really wanted to talk about. Some things that's been really happening, some things that have been happening that's really big these past couple of days. So I have a video from Nick Shirley here, and then I also have a video from Bo. Well, I was supposed to have that pulled up. There we go.
This is the extremely
Right here. So I wanted to cover these videos. I don't know why that. Yeah, whatever. So I came across these videos, and there's a lot to talk about here, but I want to start with what's going on in Portland because Nick posted this a couple of hours ago. I saw most of the video, and I was absolutely just disgusted. I was disgusted. So, the situation has been pretty bad. These people have occupied Portland, or I should say this specific section of Portland, for over 100 days now. And they would love to have you believe that it's peaceful, but would peaceful people be covering their faces like this? Wearing black? Right? If they were truly peaceful, just wanting to express their concerns, excuse me, why then would they cover their face? Hey, Nora. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate you joining these live streams. You are typically the first one that shows up, and I just want to say I appreciate that. So thank you for joining. You're awesome. You've been joining every single live stream, and I really appreciate that. All right. So some things really getting well, no. This was happening even when Biden was president as well. Let's see. What was it? I want to now. Most of it, of course, was during Trump's term, but there were a lot of stuff like, or I wouldn't say a lot, but there were definitely some stuff like this that was happening as well, right? Especially when could you even really say that, during the campaign, I would say on what, yeah, during November that people were ramping up as well. People were doing the same thing, right? So it doesn't matter who's in office. This violence is going to continue. You know what I'm saying? So, because you had so much of this stuff happening, man. So I wouldn't say that. I think they amp it up. Trump needs chaos to seize control. Well, I mean, Trump has become a politician. Trump has absolutely become a politician. I would say he was doing politics well before he even got into office, but all of them are doing the same thing. All of them are doing the same thing. They're playing the same game. And thanks for joining, by the way, Christopher. I appreciate you. They're playing the same game. It doesn't matter who it is that's in office. That's what I keep telling you guys. Red or blue, they don't care about you, right? Red or blue, they don't care about you. And we have to realize that exactly. The only thing that's really going to get us out of this situation, and this is where, we kind of get into some tinfoil hat stuff. But thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. But this is where we get into a bunch of tinfoil hat stuff here, because I do believe at least the last president, right, that really wanted to do something for the people was Kennedy, and Kennedy and his brother, wanted to expose the corruption for what it was, right? And they both got killed for it. And so, it's going to take a pretty massive movement by the people, right, to essentially take back control of this country. Because as of right now, it's been compromised by so many different people. I mean, for one, you have foreign entities, right, that are, that have so many different hands in our political system. And then you also have the government working hand in hand with monopolies on industry, corporations, stuff like that. And for years now, we've been sold out. We have been sold out, right? And the thing is, though, is that exactly special interest groups, yes. The thing, though, is that our politicians have been so good at convincing someone, let's say, on the Democratic Party to blame Republicans, right? And for Republicans to blame the Democrats. But here's the thing. They're not sitting there and blaming they're not telling people to go out and confront politicians, right? They're excuse me, they're pushing people to go out and confront other average people, other people who vote, because if you look at, because I'm thinking of Maxine Waters specifically, right? I have friends all over the world, and they have it so much better than we do. On a lot of things, yes. I mean, for one, the housing market is continually getting worse, right? I mean, people are, and this is, we actually might talk about this as well, on I don't know why this is showing up. It's not supposed to show up. Let me see. Oh. Yeah, they're doing nothing but ripping us off, man. You're absolutely right. It's pretty unfortunate. Tell you what I'll do is, we'll go through one of the videos here, but I just saw a video from Bo, and he covers, the housing. He finds a lot of videos online, and so one of the videos he did today was how priced out the average American has been. And so we'll cover that one today too, but I really wanted to cover these first videos here. So, but yeah, I'm trying to sell my father's house in Florida. I can tell you it's horrible. Yeah. So the house that I bought was 180,000, and that was the absolute cheapest that I could find, because I live in Virginia, right, on the East Coast. It's significantly higher on the East Coast. Well, I mean, I would say on either coast, right? Either coast is significantly higher, cost of living wise. It's just from what I've noticed, right? It's cheaper in the more inland you go, because not a lot of people really live there, and his homeowner's insurance is $8,000 a year. What? That's insane, dude. Well, I mean, on one hand, it makes sense, and I don't know if you were following this so much, but, yeah. See, more inland, it makes sense. But the reason why it's also getting more expensive too is because a lot of the insurance companies were cutting back, right? I mean, you sell home insurance, right? Hurricane home insurance. Oh yeah, I mean, so if you happen to have anything, you can please reach out to me. You can email me, or you can reach out to my other socials. I'm on X. I'm on Instagram. Feel free to reach out, man. I'd love to hear from you. I mean, if you happen to have anything that you would love, or excuse me, if you happen to have anything that you would like for me to take a look into, I'll be more than happy to do that. But yeah, so a lot of these insurance companies were pulling back because they were losing money because of all of the storms that were hitting Florida, right? He lives in Keystone Heights, Florida. Oh, it's inland. Well, so the thing is that when I mean inland, I mean more away from the East Coast, or I'm sorry, more away from either coast, right? I mean, like Ohio, for example, right? More inland, you know, because Florida is on the coast, right? Same thing for Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, all of those states, right? So, but yeah, they were pulling back. And so a lot of people were like, well, what the hell do we do? And a lot of people were actually leaving Florida, if I remember correctly. A lot of them were. Because they just couldn't afford the repairs. Because essentially insurance companies would just drop them, and then they would be forced to fix the repairs themselves. And a lot of people can't do that. So, I believe our insurance is regulated to a point. Yeah. Well, I would definitely say so, right? Because I think of how I have my car insurance, right? And there's a $500 deductible, which really makes me beg the question as to why is it that I have a deductible when I pay you a certain amount of money every month, right? And you can't even pay something below $500 for my windshield if I happen to have debris that hit the windshield. Because I've actually had that happen, right? I was driving back home from work. This is when I was working in construction. I was driving back home from work one night, and there was a rock that had chipped my windshield, right, and left a good crack in it. And well, what happened was the replacement was under $500, and they just wouldn't do that, right? And so that's a lot of insurance companies out there. Yours was $2,000. Yours was wait, your windshield replacement was $2,000? That's crazy, dude. I was lucky enough to find, because I had found a veteran owned company. Oh, okay. Per month. So okay, so your deductible is $2,000? What? That should be illegal, dude. That should absolutely be illegal. $2,000 deductible, so you have to pay. Oh, okay, so windshield deductible. I mean, but even if that's the case, windshield deductible, that's still crazy. That's still coming out of your pocket, right? What do we pay these insurance companies for? You know, it's just insane, dude. I mean, it's no wonder why so many people are at each other's throats. We're stressed out. You know, we are all stressed. We are stressed way the fuck out. I mean, dude. And some people's homes weren't even when Hurricane Helene came in. A lot of people just lost their homes. They just lost their home, right? Because the insurance pulled out, bro. I'm on disability, so I drive very. I'm also disabled, so I feel you, brother. You know, I mean, what do you really say to that? You know, I don't know what I could really say to that. 1/3 of my income is just insurance for car and home. That shouldn't be a thing. That should not be a thing. Because you're Chris, you're a veteran too, right? Because I think I've talked to you before about veterans issues, have I not? Um, but it's just our country has been compromised so much. Oh, you're not? Okay. Maybe I mean, but then again, I talk with a lot of different people. So, um but I mean even disability is pretty rough. Cuz when you're disabled, what can you do? Well, that's fine, man. I mean, you don't I mean, that's fine, dude. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're giving it all that you can, you know. Um but and trust me, look, you're not missing out on anything when it comes to the military. not not at all, man. Not at all. If I and this is real right now, right? $800 per month. What for your for your car insurance, or just your car bill, or your payment loan? Um, but yeah, this is real, man. If I knew I would have all of these problems, right? There would be a 50-50 shot that I would have served again. That I would have made the same decision. Oh, you make $800 a month and that's your whole income? What? What? We have illegals that are being housed, that are given. I've seen just $1,500 in food stamps, right? And that's just food stamps. And we have our own people here living off of 800 goddamn dollars a month. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm angry for you, dude. Dude, that I talk about this all the time. We are living in a era that we should be dubbing as the great replacement. 25 years working and that's all I get. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no loyalty to American workers anymore, you know? There's none. There's no loyalty at all. You could put 30, 40 years in. They would still treat you the same, right? Because we are living in Rockefeller's wet dream. Okay? We are living in what Rockefeller would have loved to have seen in his time, right? Um, Rockefeller only wanted workers. He didn't want to free peoples, right? He wanted workers. He wanted people that was just going to shut up and do what they're told, right? And so there's no loyalty anymore. It's what can you do, right? How much can you get? How much can we take you? How much can we take you for? How much can we squeeze out of you, right? Before the life has left your eyes. And that's the kind of society that we live in. We don't live in a free society. Or, excuse me, we don't live in a free society anymore. It's not a free market anymore, right? Um, COVID was the biggest example of that, right? I mean, the very fact that we got off of the gold standard, right, and made all of our currency centralized. There you go. I was disabled by a medication I took for ADHD back in 2003. Damn. I know I have anxiety and PTSD and panic attacks. Bro, I'm right there with you, dude. Not the ADHD part. Maybe because I like shiny colors. But no. Seriously though, anxiety and PTSD. I've also had panic attacks as well. Matter of fact, yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, I had a super hard time getting out of bed. Right. Um, Anxiety, depression, PTSD, anxiety. Um, I think I said that twice, but uh, depression, anxiety, and PTSD for sure. Yeah. Um, yeah. Just know, look, you can always reach out to me, man. If you ever need to talk to somebody, please reach out. I'm always here. I genuinely mean that. Um, really. There are a lot of places where I can't even I can't even go myself. I don't like big crowds. I don't like big crowd. I actually had to drop out of college because I was having panic attacks myself. You know, um, I'm always looking over my shoulder, expecting something to happen. Right. I always sleep with my Glock by my head, so I get it, man. I really do. I really do, man. Um, if I could give you some advice, um, one thing that really does help me, I what for one, so on the medications, okay. Uh, I've tried medications myself, and they do not work for me at all. They actually make me worse. Because when my PTSD is triggered, I get very aggressive. I get very aggressive. Um, and the medication either shoots that up to 10 times as much, or I become a zombie, right? Um, yeah. I don't have so much of a hard time driving anymore. Um, I've gotten better about that because I used to have really bad road rage. But that's gotten a lot better. Um, because I've forced myself to calm down. Right now, there are days where my shit spikes. Right, and those days I'm just irritated in general. But it's typically a little bit better. So see, my mother actually took Xanax when she um, when I was younger, because she had a lot of problems too. Right. Here's the thing, though, man. If you genuinely have a chemical imbalance that needs to be corrected through medication, right? I then fine. But check this out. This is why I've been covering the stellate ganglion block injection for a little bit now, because veterans take it, right? Something I'm considering myself. But a good friend of mine, we did a live on this a little bit ago. Um, but my friend Dan, I actually drove him down to the VA, right? And we got him his injection. I'm telling you, on the way down and back, two different people, right? And I even did a video about this as well, and I would highly advise you check those videos out. But if there's an opportunity, good. If there's an opportunity for you to get that done, I would do that. Now the thing is, though, right, is that when it comes to PTSD, depression, anxiety, you have to work within yourself, right, to make those changes, because what you're doing is you are rewriting the uh the sympathetic nervous system, right? Because for so long, whatever trauma you went through to force your body to react to a specific way, you're now rewriting that, and you have to find different ways that isn't going to trigger, what you were doing before. You know what I'm saying? So, what I always recommend is, getting into new stuff, right? That's exactly why I had started YouTube, is because I got so frustrated right? With not being heard by just putting comments online and just nothing changing, right? And so I began to just do things differently. That was one, right? And in turn, through all of these videos, hopefully I'm helping you guys, right? And that's also helping me, you know, knowing that I'm making a difference in what I'm doing, right, is something that's helping me. And then also the other content that I do as well. I mean, I can't really express to you the peace that I get when I'm sitting down and I'm painting, a miniature, or I'm making literal scenery, Um, maybe you're not into that, right? So maybe you like drawing. I also sketch as well, here and there, not a whole lot, but um, I've always really enjoyed that. And then music is another one. I love sitting down, writing out different riffs, bringing it all together and just listening to it. So, there are things that you can do. Absolutely there are. Um absolutely. I am in a trough at the moment. I take 200 of Zoloft, so I don't care. Zero emotions. So it's hard to get fired up to make personal changes. Yeah. So I mean I wouldn't be taking that stuff. I wouldn't be. Right? Because that isn't doing anything for you. Right? You need to feel, right? You need to feel. If you start suppressing, right, how your body reacts to certain things, then you can't there's no room to work to progress, right? Um Let me give you an example. So, Sky, she's been attacked a couple of times by a neighborhood dog. The dog is gone now. They moved out, but um, she's been attacked twice. The first time she got attacked, the only thing I did was grab the dog up. I mean, this dog was pretty heavy, but I handled it like it was nothing. And I shoved it in the ground and I held it there, right? Um, the second that was that's the only thing that I did the dog, right? Um, the second time the dog attacked Sky, I was not easy with the dog at all. Um, and well, let's just say that dog was scared of me after that point, right? Um, I let my emotions get the best of me, right? I let my anger override every single conscious decision I could have made for myself, right? Um, I was so angry, I was literally shaking, right? Doesn't happen often, but when it does, I'm really pissed off. Um, so I had to learn, right? For myself, I had to learn and I had to force myself to learn how to deal with things in different ways, right? Um, there was a situation after with another neighbor's dog. Now, that neighbor's dog is actually pretty chill, right? So I never really had too much of a problem with it. And this is where I really crack down on control over my own dog, Sky, right? Because even though she's very smart, she's very obedient, there are times when she does get overly excited. And when she does that, she just likes to be friendly, she just likes to hang out with people, she just likes to love on people, right? The thing is that the dog is too naive, way too naive, right? And I was kind of hoping that she would have learned her lesson through not just the first time she got attacked, but the second time she got attacked, right? Um, but she didn't, because I had went over to a neighbor's yard and was just talking with him for a little bit, and so Sky left. It is their nature, but it can be trained, right? To be controlled, right? And that's where I fail. Okay, that's where I fail. Um, so I take that responsibility. I'm taking accountability for that, which is why I've been working on her, right, for control, because the only thing it really takes now today is me getting loud with her. That's it, right? I I just use my chest voice and she stops right there. Yeah, more cheese tags, exactly. I call it the belly rub tax. But so this incident, right? I went over and was talking to a neighbor, and she had left the yard, right? She had came over, and instantaneously I reacted with anger, right? And when I did that, and I went to go to get her, the dog just reacted, right? The neighbor's dog just just um just just reacted, right, as a dog should. And the dog was, okay, all right, well, no one, okay, well, obviously this dog isn't wanted here, so I'm going to let the dog know that it's not wanted here, right? And once we said, hey, no, we're fine, the dog backed off, right? So that's good. That's a well-mannered dog, right? And let's just say Sky got an ass whooping after that. But there was another time where I had went over the yard again, and she followed me. And well, I was very calm this time. I was very, very calm this time, right? I let the other dog, hey, I let the other dog, know, like, hey, look, she's fine. She's fine. And then I told Sky to get back in the yard, right? And she did. And then there was no situation that came of it, right? It's those situations where you go, okay, look, I need to handle this situation differently, okay? I need to take control over myself. Redirect this in a more positive way, right? And so these are the things that you're going to have to learn. And I'm still learning, right? I'm still learning. I'm not saying that I know everything, because I'll never know everything, right? We figure things out as as we go through life. That's the whole point of the channel. And well, learn to find you have to find that inner peace, right? Because right now, you're going through a bunch of inner turmoil, right? You're trying to feel something, but every time you do, you're worried that you're going to lose control of that feeling. And so you believe it's better to suppress it than it is to, I don't say you don't want to work on it, right? But you're scared to lose control of it when you start working on it, right? So yeah. I'm just hoping through my experiences I can help you guys. Right? Because I've made a lot of mistakes throughout my life. I'm not perfect. No one is, And so if I can help you guys, not make the same mistakes that I did, then I'm going to do the best that I can. But it's going to be a long road, man, right? But you need those emotions. You really do, right? The whole point of medication, the whole point of medicine, right? The Red Cross, the whole point of it all, right, is to do no harm, right, to actually help people. But Big Pharma has made it into an industry, right, and has taken that whole point of what medicine was supposed to be in the first place and nullified it. Right? It's about money now, instead of actually helping people. So instead of figuring out what the issues are, right, and going to the source and figuring out that and fixing that, they would much rather suppress the symptoms, right, to make you believe that that problem is now fixed. So, you know, but it also doesn't take away the fact that we have to do the work ourselves. It's just like going through depression, right? Anxiety, stuff like that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Way too many commercials about drugs. But for some reason, we can't get antibiotics. Crazy, right? You know, antibiotics that actually really help people, because when you get an infection, you used to be able to go to the farm, or you used to be able to go to, Walgreens or Walmart, pick up some antibiotics, and then go back home and take care of it yourself. But now they want you to come to the clinic so that they can make money, right? Charge you literally an arm and a leg just to visit the place. But our country has become a gigantic business. People have found ways to make money off of everything. Everything. Right? So, all right. Like I said, man, because I want to move on to this video here, but if you need me, please reach out. Lord knows I know what to take for eczema. I'm not really so, I'm not exactly so knowledgeable on eczema. So feel free to enlighten me, on my other socials as well. I mean, or you can talk to me in the chat. That's fine. I don't really know a whole lot. I mean, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy on the internet. I'm just trying to do my part, man. I wouldn't say that I'm kind. I'm mean, but I'm just a guy trying to make a difference. I truly appreciate those kind words, though. Oh, you meant from the commercial? Oh, did it? I have seen a lot of eczema commercials. I've seen a lot of that. So, but yeah, and that goes for every single one of you as well, right? If you ever need anything from me, if you ever need someone to talk to, please reach out. I'm always here. I mean that seriously, I do. So, but all right, we're gonna go ahead and get into this video here. So a quick rundown for those of you who are just joining. A quick rundown. Yeah, too many. But not enough commercials with Morgan Freeman in them. There needs to be more commercials with Morgan Freeman. I would be at least tolerant for that. All right, so Nick Shirley, he went down to Portland, and he actually ran into JD DeLay out there. I thought that was interesting. But Nick Shirley went out there. He was investigating the whole situation, and it went sideways. It really did. It went sideways. But all of this was happening at night. There was something that happened during the day. There was a huge crowd that had gathered around a woman that was just trying to go home. They had swarmed her car, right? And well, that didn't really go so well. So, but it's getting crazy down there. So we're gonna go ahead and watch the video.
All of these people right here are the.
For some reason, my headset likes to disconnect. Oh. Okay, well, my headset's still on. Yeah, I'm gonna get a wired headset because This is infuriating. Sorry about this, guys. I don't. I the there it's pretty cloudy outside today, so that might be what the problem is. Because I usually don't have this much of a problem when I am when it's not so cloudy outside. Okay, there we go. Finally. Oh, I might have to reconnect it. Oh, well, that might be why. I don't care. We're gonna run through with it. Oh, I have no idea. I don't use Starlink. Um there we go. There we go. All right, we are connected. We're good to go.
The Antifa of Portland.
Okay. Well. All right, there we go.
All in black.
You come back, I'm gonna fucking smoke you, dude.
Really?
Yes.
You have a sniper lasered on you right now. Stop it.
We're Portland. This is our mother. Keep it weird.
Portland is set to erupt.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? I mean, dude was just walking by, and this clown, who was this?
All these people right here are the Antifa of Portland. All in black.
You come back.
Yeah, this fucking clown right here, just walked right up to him. Just walked right up to him and started threatening him. Thank you so much for your support. I will be listening while I go about the day. Oh, hey, that's awesome. I'd love to have you as long as you want to stay. You are more than welcome. But I might stream a little bit longer than an hour. We're already almost at an hour. So, but I truly enjoy the conversations. Because again, all of this is to help you guys. Whatever bit that I'm doing, right? I just want to help. That's all I want to do. So, but yeah, you have people like this here that just walk right on. I mean, what threat does he pose other than exposing this piece of shit right here for what he's doing, right? And that's the whole point of it. So,
And then we'll be going to that same ICE detention facility center where Antifa has one of their strongholds here in the United States. Antifa is now declared as a terrorist organization. Who knows what will happen? And now let's go hit the streets of Portland, Oregon, go talk to these protesters. So right now you have the governor of Oregon chanting, "Troops in Oregon."
oh hey, Chris, by the way, is my audio fine? I meant to ask a little bit ago. It's probably a little late to ask. But I just wanted to make sure my audio is fine. Is there there's no desync or anything like that? Is the audio and the video matching? I just want to be sure that was the case.
We say no. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Governor Bash, what's your message to Donald Trump for sending in the feds into Portland?
I had a press conference today. There's a statement online.
Well, could you give us one right now? No.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. Did you happen? Good. Awesome. We're good to go. I just want to make sure that we're fine. So make sure my hair isn't everywhere because it likes to go everywhere. What's really crazy to me is that she put out a statement. You can tell that it was doctored up. You can tell that it was doctored up. You could tell by how her body language was. And let me see if I can find that that video. Ignore that. That's for the video. Oh yeah, I am working on the newest gameplay video right now. Um, and there was a pretty funny joke that involves that. So we're gonna leave that there because I don't want to give too much away. All right, so Portland. Let's see where the response was, or maybe I should say. Here we go. Oh wait.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining.
Hell no, I'm not gonna watch 34 minutes of that moron talk. There we go.
And I also said to him, we have to be careful not to respond to outdated media coverage or misinformation that's out there. We know what's happening in our own city, and we are doing just fine. That being said, we do face real challenges in Portland, as does the rest of the country. We're worried about the cost of living.
There was a there was a point when there was a point in time during the video where she said that the United States military should only be focused on real problems. Right. Like keeping people up for like keeping people up for over 100 days isn't a real problem. Right.
Markets are at the Saturday market. Portland's doing just fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I
right.
made that very clear to the president this morning. Our city is a far cry from the war-ravaged community that he has posted about on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I conveyed that directly to him. That we got this, we are good, we are doing fine.
I think it's right here.
And I also said to him, we have to be careful not to respond to outdated media coverage or misinformation that's out there. We know what's happening in our own city, and we are doing just fine. That being said, we do face real challenges in Portland, as does the rest of and homes that they can afford. I need help for those kinds of things. President Trump's inconceivable insistence that we need federal troops in Portland does not address the real concerns in our communities. We do not need or want federal troops in Oregon stoking fear, creating conflict, and frankly escalating a situation that is under control.
Right. So that was her response. That was her response. Nothing to see here, right? Nothing to see here. You know, all this stuff doesn't matter. And so I want to skip ahead to show you what it was like that night.
Make me.
Nothing to see here, right?
This guy was going after him. They pulled off his glasses, and he punched the girl back. And now you have the whole entire mob coming after him right now.
Get the fuck out.
Hey, what are you
Get
doing?
the fuck out of
Hey,
here, man.
I didn't do anything.
Hey, get the fuck out
You
of
get
here.
out of here.
Right. Yeah. Portland knows exactly what they're doing, right? Portland knows exactly what they're doing. There are no problems at all. Nothing to see here, right? I hate that game so much. Nothing to see here. That's always the angle that they're playing, right? Right? Operation Paperclip. Nothing to see here. Operation Northwood. Nothing to see here. Right? And then I believe well, I mean probably not. There I think there are still some liberal teeth in there, you know, rotting. But either way, this is terrifying because it's indicative of what comes in the future, right? And I've said this and I've made this very, very, very clear. Listen, none of us want violence, of course, but every single time humanity repeats the same cycle. We always do. We always repeat the same cycle. We are separated in our small tribes, right? We come together. We build something new, right? We build nations, city-states, right? And then what happens is we start to grow apart, exactly as what we're doing now, right? By creating all of these different subcultures, you know, trying to tick these boxes. And then by virtue off of those different cultures, there's going to be tension, right? There's going to be tension. And when tension rises, so does the violence. Right? Especially when people are so unwilling to disagree, even more so now after Charlie is gone. Right? And what is eventually going to happen is, because of these differences, we're going to tear each other apart, and in turn, the nation is going to be torn apart, and then we're going to separate, right? And then perhaps something new will come of that. I don't know, but I do see that as we tear each other apart, the nation tears itself apart. The government is going to take advantage of that, and full advantage of that. So, if they knew they can't sue the federal government, they would stop. Well, I mean, that's the what's really interesting is that the government has definitely granted itself immunity for a lot of different things. I support the fact that she believes enough to take a punch, but she needs to not incite violence. Oh yeah, of course. There's nothing wrong with people expressing what they believe in, right? As long as what you believe in isn't infringing on someone else. You know what I'm saying? That's completely fine. But when it comes to other shit, then that's when it becomes a problem. That's absolutely when it becomes a problem, right? The thing is, though, is that these people, they've been emboldened to act as they do, right? Because what consequences have they gotten, right? You know what I'm saying? Where conservatives and even people in the middle have been arrested for just simply asking questions, right? Or how many people were arrested just across the street that was not a part of the protest on January 6th, right? How many people were arrested? How many people were arrested that weren't even there? In Youngstown, Ohio, we have protests, zero violence. There, I've went through Black Lives Matter protests, and there was no violence at all, which really kind of opened my eyes to, how some people react, right, in certain situations. But, people can control themselves on any political leaning. It just depends on the person, the content of your character, right? I love to quote King, because King was, believe what you want to believe about King. He, because I'm certainly not a Christian, I'm certainly not religious, but I definitely agree with the message that King had brought, right? It was a message of unity, right? Under one thing, and that one thing being America. You know what I'm saying? A good cause when people keep a level head. Yeah, dude. Look, the difference between this here, right, and the 1960s. Well, look at the people who were marching, right, during King's Day as they were marching to Capitol Hill. Very different, right? Because, the reason for that is because these people are very different from those who were marching, to Capitol Hill in the 1960s. Were there some violence? Yeah, of course, right. But they remained peaceful under and even when they were getting brutally attacked, right, by local law enforcement. I mean, they still remain peaceful. You know, here's the thing. Your actions will always speak volumes. They will always speak when you don't, you know? And it's so easy to tell what you're trying to achieve when you're acting like this, right? These are just bullies that has never had any consequences. Never got any consequences for the way that they act. It's exactly what this is. Right? But even more so, their minds themselves have been warped. They've been twisted by propaganda from both left and right, right? Because I was just looking at a report from Fox News, and it was absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Because they were talking about the Tyler Robinson case, and they pretty much tried their best to disregard every single thing that people were saying. Right? Every single thing. Despite the mountains of evidence that people were bringing forth about it. Despite all of that, right? So, you know, you have all of this propaganda that are emboldening both people on the right and the left. What I hate to see happen is that people are going to become closed-minded and just pick a side. I hate that. Because there's not a side to pick. If that makes sense. There's not a side to pick because it doesn't exist. Right? All of this has been fabricated by the powers that be that want us to go after each other instead of figure out what the actual problems are, what the actual issues are. Right? And the right has done a little bit of a job to expose a little bit of it. And this is why I say, you know, the red pill does a little bit of a job to wake us up from certain things, right? But when you begin to realize, you know, much broader things, oh yeah, there is. Politicians never waste tragedies. That is their motto, right? So when you start to wake up, like really, really wake up, you then shift from the right to the middle, right? And that's where I do believe a lot of people are really waking up, right? They will move here, right? When you're stuck in emotions, right, and you believe in this fairy tale bullshit of America, you're over here on the left. Right. It would be so nice to not have borders. It would be so nice to not have to worry about anything in this life. But that is not reality. That's not reality. The reality is there are people out there that would kill you for nothing. Right? And so there are reasons for borders. There are reasons for walls. I want to take the purple pill, a little bit of each. I don't know what the purple pill is. I'm kind of scared to know what the purple pill is. We're getting into different. We're getting. There are too many colors. There are too many colors. Yeah, that's just not reality, right? The very reason, right, that most ancient cities had walls is because there was always a threat of invasion, siege, right? So we've understood. Oh, Matrix adjacent. Okay, gotcha. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, you mix the red and the blue, you get okay, yeah. Oh, listen. I may have a I may have a fifth grade school or a fifth grade education. Okay, but I can at least read on the sixth. Okay, so give me some credit here. um, but yeah, ancient civilizations have always understood that threats can come from anywhere, and so that's why they built walls. I mean, it it's crazy to me that we have to explain this to adults. But then again, our education system has failed our children so bad. So bad. As it was designed to. If you didn't know this, I would highly advise you look at I would highly advise you look this up. Actually, let me see if I can. I don't know how to get rid of that. I don't want to cover up the whole screen here. I don't know how to get rid of that. 'Cause, I mean, it didn't used to do that at all. Oh wait, maybe because what? 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 All right, well, I'll just figure it out for next time. So all right. So there damn, I forget her name. I forget her name. But she was the wife of the, I guess now CEO, or one of the co-CEOs, or maybe one of the CEOs now of Amway, and Amway being a multi-level marketing company. And so this wife was the Department of Education chair, right? So I really want okay. So let me see if I can try and figure this out. Media. Okay, no. What if I turn YouTube off there? Okay, no, that still doesn't do anything. I wish I could share some stuff with you guys, but I don't know if I could. Okay, well that just turns that off. Okay, well I'm still trying to figure this stuff out, guys. I'm greatly confused. Greatly confused. Well, all right, that's fine. So, anyways, Amway has had connections with the Republican Party for a while, right? And so, Amway, if I remember correctly, the wife of the CEO, right, has been the director of education, or in the Department of Education, the chair of it, for a while now, right? And she was a part of a multi-level, I mean, she has ties to a multi-level marketing company, right? And well, that if you don't know what multi-level marketing companies are, right? They are pyramid schemes. That's what they are. And so, that being the case, it really only stands to reason why the education is the way it is. Not saying that that is the sole reason why, right? But it definitely doesn't help. So, it seems like you left, Chris. I appreciate you joining, man. again, if you need me for anything, please reach out. I'm always here. Any way that I can help. So, wish you a lovely day, man. Thanks for joining. I really do appreciate you. All right, so, all right, we're just gonna kind of skim through the video here.
Later, thank you.
Come on, Governor Bash. Is this what democracy looks like? All right, the governor will not give a statement. Now they're chanting, "Whose streets? Our streets." What do you guys think about the feds coming into Portland?
It's wrong. It's completely wrong.
They say this is the stronghold of Antifa here in the United States, Portland, Oregon. Is Antifa a terrorist, do you think?
No, because anti-fascism is an ideology. It's not one thing you can attribute.
See, they always use it's the same thing. It's always the same thing, right? A bunch of wordplay. It's always wordplay, right? When people always call themselves anti-fascist, right? But then when they start to get a bad name, oh, well, now it's an ideology. Now it's just something that I believe in. So you can't call me something that I don't myself subscribe myself to be. Right? I hate word games because you always see this with corrupted people, right? And when I mean corrupted, well, I mean pieces of shit usually, right? Because I'm mainly thinking about the ATF, how they're constantly, backtracking and making different things illegal overnight, that doesn't make sense. It never has made sense. And, we see these kinds of people doing the same thing. If they were truly peaceful, if the whole thing was to be peaceful, they wouldn't be playing these word games like this. They just wouldn't. Because why would you? Why would you? So,
Anti-fascists are showing up against your administration. What does that say about your admin?
And here, do you think the feds are needed to take down Antifa?
Doesn't look like it to me. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Do you think Antifa is a terrorist organization?
I don't think Antifa plays any role in it whatsoever. Where's Antifa? Are they here? I don't know who they are. I'm just a proud American veteran who is fighting fascism. What's happening in our government is wrong. It's anti-American, and any patriotic American should be out here just demonstrating against what's happening.
The largest and most known fascist in world history is Hitler. Where would you rank Trump?
If you look at the first 2 or 3 years of Hitler's rise to power, he did not imprison as many people as Trump has.
So Trump's imprisoned more people than Hitler in his first 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, exactly. 3,000 people a day? That's far less than were imprisoned during the first 2 years of Hitler in Nazi Germany.
Do you think bringing the feds was necessary here to Portland?
No.
What do you guys think about Antifa, him declaring Antifa as a terrorist organization?
I think it demonstrates that he doesn't know what Antifa is.
Because these people here are anti-fascist, but the idea of Antifa as an organization, is that such a thing?
No, it would be like saying MAGA is a terrorist organization. That MAGA is not an organization in the way that Antifa is not an organization. It's incoherent.
And Trump has said this is war-ravaged Portland. Is this a war-ravaged city?
Show me where the war is. Point to it.
Not war-ravaged during the Black Lives Matters protests either. I was part of a Buddhist group, and we would go out at about 5 o'clock in the evening in Chapman Square, where at night there would be all the stuff going on. We would do peaceful walks. Never a problem. No one bothered us. We would see people setting up for the nighttime stuff, but it was all fine.
If this is...
Yeah, right. Yeah. Who remembers? Let me see if I could...
Chapman Square, where at night there would be all the stuff going on. We would do peaceful walks. Never a problem. No one...
Yeah, who remembers that? I do, because this guy was the guy that was set on fire, he was a meme for quite a while. Right? And, I mean, it just, it's, peaceful. I wasn't there. I can't really say one way or the other. But knowing how these things usually unfold, I would definitely expect it to not be peaceful.
It bothered us. We would see people setting up for the nighttime stuff, but it was all fine.
If this is war ravaged, like I said, all wars should look like this. This is my fervent prayer.
Do I look like a domestic terrorist to you? I'm a boomer.
You bring the whole family
So this is where they crowd around this woman's car.
today?
Yeah, I try and teach my children important things, and I think it's important not to deport people that are just living their lives and being families here, not doing anything wrong.
And what do you hope message gets portrayed to the federal government today?
I don't think any message will get through to them today. I just hope they realize that we're going to stand up and fight for our community, that we love each other and we will protect each other as this car tries to run through people.
This lady's trying to get through the streets. They're not letting her through.
All right, so quick advice to you guys, right? Do not drive down where the streets look busy and you see a lot of protesting. Try to find a different way home, okay? Try not, if you can help it, try not to put yourself in this kind of situation, okay? Try not to. Because the only thing that you're doing is you're putting yourself in danger. That's it. Okay. That being said, look at how these people are just gathering around this woman, not letting her through, right? They are blocking her. Some were even flipping her off. Now there it goes, right there. There it goes. Right on cue. Right on cue. They were flipping her off. Is this the tolerant left that you guys keep talking about? Right? Tell me, where is the tolerant left? They have no idea who this woman is. No idea at all. And they are just keeping her there. They surrounded her car with, it looks like, her and both her husband. Not letting her through at all. You don't even know how this woman votes. You don't even know her politics. You don't know this woman. And yet you flip her off. Look at this stupid fucking face here, dude. Look at this stupid fucking face. You look inbred. You legitimately look inbred. I cannot stand these people, dude. Low IQ people, bro.
Oh, they're not letting her through.
That's the privilege right there, baby.
They're not letting her through right now. And now everyone's saying she needs to back up. This lady right here saying it's illegal for her to be coming through here. The police are stepping in.
Yeah, driving down a street is illegal. Right.
Oh my goodness. You won't be able to get
She hit a pedestrian. If you do not arrest this woman, you are complicit with this administration.
Calling for an arrest of a woman that was just drove down a street, stopped right in front of the crowd, most likely put her car in park. They're scaring this woman.
Scaring me. She hit a pedestrian. Are you going to arrest her, or are you going to continue?
We can't hear anything.
With this bullshit administration.
This is wild right now. You have the police going. You have these guys mad at me for filming this. This lady's
All right.
content.
That's enough of that. I can't. Dude, this is hard to watch. It was hard to watch for the first time, but the second time.
You get bothered when someone bumps into you. I saw you, dude.
I didn't get bothered by anybody.
Yes, you did, bro. You're like, oh, like what the hell? And you're like mad dogging like all these people were dressed in black. Like, what's up with that?
do you mean?
He's going around asking questions. This is what a journalist does. You would know nothing about that, moron. Just NPCs, bro. NPCs to the highest degree. And look at this bot. Look at this bot here, bro. There's just not a thought in his mind. Just programming. That's it, dude.
Yeah, I've been watching you from afar.
I'm describing the situation. We have people dressed in black. You're dressed in black.
All right.
And what do you think?
All right. So let's move on to let's move on to what the people actually think about this whole situation.
About the protesters coming out here.
It's just they're ruining the whole community. School got shut down. People are afraid to come out of their houses here. I want the beds here. I want the tanks and the.
Is this guy homeless? He looks homeless.
You know, I'm just sick of it, man.
So you want the feds to come through here and get rid of all these protesters?
Hell yes. Yeah. How are we gonna have my fucking community back? Half the people who live here are afraid to come outside. Yeah.
So on the news, when you say that the people here don't want ICE or they don't want the feds here, you want the feds here?
Yeah, I want this stuff to end, and that's the only way to do it, I think.
I'm gonna head back in. We're gonna see what happens.
Right on, brother.
God bless you.
Stay safe.
What's the need for all of the black?
The need for all of the black is to protect everybody who is around here, who is also wanting to protect their identity. I don't want my face to be out there. I don't want these people to see this. And
If you had no bad intentions, why are you covering your face?
But it smells like a little bit of tear gas.
You can't turn your guns on yourself! Shoot yourself!
Literally telling ICE officials to kill themselves, to shoot themselves. Bro. These people are demented. That's why I say, this is exactly why I say the leftist ideology is a mental illness brought about by the powers that be. Great. And this is where he runs into JD DeLay.
Work to come out here because I guess we were worried for the safety of the woman.
Antifa's really starting to ramp it up right now. They're chasing this guy out of here. They're chasing him out. You have all Antifa going after one man right here. You're getting chased out right now by Antifa.
I am. They seem agitated. I'm not sure what's going on.
Why are they agitated with you being here?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. We just came, tried to have civil conversation and discourse with them, and they started getting wild, and it started building.
How you cannot have civil conversations with these people. They do not care about conversations. They don't care about conversations. They only care about violence. Because no action, right? No physical action means violence against them. That's the way that they think. Right? If you are not with me doing the things that I am doing, car bombing police officers, cars, right? Then we are not on the same page, and therefore you are committing an act of violence against me. The logic.
And building and got crazier and crazier.
Let's look as if they are surrounding us right now.
There's like a lot of them.
I always find it interesting because they could, it's a great opportunity for them to explain why they're out here. Instead, they do this.
Yeah.
I don't like you, fascist.
I'm not a fascist.
What would make me a fascist? Because I'm not a fascist. What would make me a fascist? Feds are moving back out once again. They just came through. They just arrested that one lady. What's your reaction?
Fucking horrible. They got no business being out here. They crossed the federal line. They're just out here to.
Bro, what the fuck is this? What is this? Can someone tell me what the fuck this is? Never enough. Of what? Regret? What the fuck? What is this, dude? You go out dressing like this. Who was going to take you seriously?
Right now, you have a bunch of people who are here documenting, just like I'm doing. and they are labeled as the opposition here. And they will not let you speak. They try to take your camera. This Antifa group out here, they say they're not a part of Antifa. They say Antifa is not an organization. Everyone's in the same colored clothes. Everyone is going after the same exact people. This is very much an organization. Look at this guy. It really does just, hey, what was that for? It really does feel like you're just a little kid. Somebody just came and charged me from the back. What was that for?
Make me! Make me! Make me!
This guy was going after him. They pulled off his glasses, and he punched the girl back. And now you have the whole entire mob coming after him right now. Hey, what are you doing? Hey!
Again, look, this guy, don't ever put yourself in that kind of situation. Stop putting yourself in these kinds of situations, bro. I understand if it's one thing you are trying to defend your home, right? You're standing out in front of your apartment protesting their protest. That makes sense. But if you are putting yourself in a situation that you don't need to be in, don't ever do this, because these people will not feel anything for you if you are sent to the hospital or you are killed. They don't care. They will not think about you at all. At all. They won't.
Stop, sir.
And then that was that moron harassing him. So, let's see.
This is the extremely.
All right. So, for this one, we have a little bit of a topic here, and this happened at HBCU. And this topic is a little bit hard for people to have because it's about black crime. And, well, you know, talking about the black culture or the black fatigue that people are talking about now, which I think I don't care. We should have a conversation about it, because as soon as we start shying away from talking about things, then, we get nowhere. So.
This is the extremely civil
Okay. I hate how it just disconnects like that. I would love for you to connect. What is going on? Oh, well, I think I'll probably hold off on live streaming for a little bit until I can get another pair of headphones that actually work. Sorry, guys. It might be the weather outside, because even my camera is going through some frame rate issues. So, all right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of skim over this and talk about it a little bit. So, these gentlemen here, Cam Higby, maybe it was him, maybe it was someone else. But a couple of guys went to HBCU and had some civil conversation, right? It seemed pretty civil until you get about here. Right? People were walking up. Taking signs. And then there was a point where he went to go get his sign back. Yeah, right here. And then this moron right here, this moron got in his face. Yep, got in his face, bro. Low IQ people. Low IQ people. Oh, well. Yeah. Low IQ people, bro. These people just act. There's no thought. Just like here. There's no thought in these people's heads. None. Right? Because they are being controlled, right? They're being controlled just like these morons here. They're being controlled, right? To have true freedom is freedom of thought, right? I can't remember exactly who said that, but those are some very true words. Very true words. So, you must think for yourself. You must think for yourself. If you're not thinking for yourself, you're going to be controlled. And so this continues to get worse. They start chanting, and then they start chasing this guy out. Not only that, but they were crowding around the car. They were telling him to leave, but then they were keeping him there, taunting him, throwing all kinds of beverages, cups of drink, whatever. You know, they were throwing shit at his car. And then this NPC here decided to block him into. And the cops, that's the worst thing about it, the cops were hardly doing anything about it. Dude. But they finally got out of there. They finally got out of there. That's just insane.
On your inalienable characteristic.
Absolutely insane. This is the state of our country today. This is the political atmosphere of our country today. Right? So, explain to me how things are going to get better. I don't see it. I don't see how things are going to get better. We have reached a turning point. Because people have shut down the conversation long ago. You know? They shut down the conversation a long time ago. No one is willing to have conversation with anyone. Right? It was the left that had shut down the conversation before, but now the right is starting to shut down. Right? So, you're going to have two people that are going to go ahead here very soon. And violence is going to be the precedent. Or, excuse me, violence will be the only conversation. It's sad. It's really sad to see that happen. Because again, we don't want that to happen at all. But that's the only thing that I see is going to happen. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Again, thank you, Chris, for joining. You left a little bit ago, so I hope you're having a great day, man. Again, if you need me for anything, please reach out. I'm always here. And, yeah, so. But guys, also, please take care of yourselves as well. Take care of each other. If you need me for anything, please reach out. Just as I said it earlier, just as I said it earlier, I'm always here. All right? And I do absolutely mean what I say. So, thank you all for joining the live stream, guys. Hope to see you guys on the next one. If you guys happen to have anything that you would like for me to cover specifically, please, you can email me, or you can reach out to me on my other socials. Send me some links, whatnot. I'll be more than happy to take a look at that stuff for you. So, all right. That being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here. Thank you so much for watching again. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I love you all. Talk to you guys soon.